Glad you got that off your chest, Bull. Let's dive into DeAndre Hunter's debut here. After a quick word from FanDuel. When the NBA tips off and the basketball action is getting started, there's no better place to get in on the action than with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game. So even if you miss the opening tip or want to bet on a fourth quarter comeback, you can stay in the action. And if you're looking for bigger payouts, you can combine your live bets into a same-game parlay. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to join today. That is FanDuel.com/UCSS for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook betting partner of the NBA.
By the way, confession, I called Jason Lloyd at halftime of the Cavs game last night because I saw that Mandy Bell, and we wish Mandy the best. She's leaving the Guardians beat for MLB.com, and she's doing another assignment working with, like, encouraging youth into baseball. Not sure of the details, so good luck to her in her next venture. I called Jason because I had this thought about maybe I'll become a beat writer in addition to what I'm doing. Maybe I'll become a beat writer for the Guardians.
Okay.
And after talking to Jason, I realized it was maybe the stupidest thought I'd ever had in my life. But it was something that crossed my mind.
Man, you see what I'm saying? This the kind of stuff that happen when you don't work Monday and Friday.
He forgot. You don't interrupt the FanDuel read. You can do any other read you want, but FanDuel.
Well, but that led us into our Cavs conversation.
No, now you got us talking about you doing beat writer stuff for the Guardians.
I'm sorry. I make fun of me later, G.
He's on the Guardians beat?
I was going to get on the Guardians beat.
All right, guys.
Yeah, sorry. DeAndre Hunter. By the way, listen, and again, I'm going to put my foot in my mouth and get people. But John Michael, can we not make every basket the greatest basket in the history of the game? Because then when really exciting moments happen, like John Michael was talking about DeAndre Hunter, you would have thought the Cavs got LeBron back. I love DeAndre Hunter. I think he's a great fit. But my God, every time he touched the ball, he wanted to go so crazy. Like, we can't have every moment in the first quarter, like 16-0 against the Timberwolves on a Monday in February can't be like a playoff level excitement. Otherwise, we got nothing here. But
the crowd did go crazy for Hunter's introduction. Tyvus, what'd you make of DeAndre's debut in a Cavaliers uniform?
You know, I thought he fit in really well. That was the thing. You know, when you out there in your first game and you think about the Cavs system and how they run things, I thought the flow, how he got to his spots, that corner three, which was interesting because I remember you putting up back before they traded, how Cam Johnson was one of the best in the corners and he was like second best and blah, blah, blah. I think he missed the first one, but he ended up going on and hitting some threes in this game. And I was just like, you know what? It looks like it fits. He looks like a guy that fits in. He understands what the Cavs were doing. Obviously, you know, on the defensive side, we want him to be better on the defense, and that's why we got him. But the fact that you got your big wing that can hit knockdown shots. I know he only had one board. I'm sure he'll be more active. But this game it got away from they was 0-16. The Timberwolves started off.
Game was over.
Yeah, what I'm saying. So, for the most part, he was in and out because, you know, Kenny was rotating everybody. I mean, your boy got in and hit a trade. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, he came in.
Everybody. Luke Travers came in. I'm just like, even my wife was like, who is this? But anyways, we'll have to see the next game to see what he's like when it's getting to those moments where, you know, you got to get some important defensive stops and things like that. But for this one, for him to get his feet wet out there, I thought he looked really good. He fit in with them. He made the shots that came his way, 3 for 4 from the three-point line. I think it was the right pickup.
Gee, did you think, and Mike, I'm curious, I thought when he started the game, I got the sense he was nervous. He looked uncomfortable in the introductions. Like, everybody else was kind of excited, and he was very stoic. And I thought he just kind of had a nervous look. I have no idea if that's actually the case. He just looked nervous to me in the beginning of the game, and I thought he was a little uncomfortable the first time he was out there. And then I thought the rest of the game, when he was out there, he kind of relaxed. I don't know. Did you guys see that at all? Or
I thought he was a little. You know what it is. When you come in, I thought he was trying to not mess things up.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I'm just
they got a system. I'm trying to make sure I don't mess up the system, the plays.
I don't want to be out of here so he got to his deferment. And I think Atkinson talked about, listen, it's going to take him about 5 games to do that. to get acclimated, and it may take him about 15 or so to figure out what he does best, like where he likes the ball, whether he comes back off, what actions that he likes. But the thing that I was encouraged by is first and foremost, just by the eye test, I was just looking at the size.
Pause.
Yeah, I was looking. The size was looking delicious.
Pause.
Whoa, double
crazy.
pause.
Hey man, you gonna watch your mouth. you gonna cut, and then you licking your lips, bro. What's going on, bro? Hey man, that ain't cool.
Wow,
It's not cool.
Listen, I'm telling you.
You know what we about to do? I'm about to get us a bucket in here, and we gonna find each other for this stuff. We $1 every time you say something outrageous. I want $1 in the bucket.
McNuggets, you couldn't help to notice. And the thing about it, I saw the defensive energy. I thought he made a very conscientious effort to have the defensive energy out there that's kicked up a little bit. I saw him guarding Ant-Man, and I'm like, oh, for real? You moving your feet like that? I like the active hands. He was reaching a couple of times. Now, he got a couple of quick fouls, but he got a couple of quick ones. But look, man, in the playoffs, they going to mess around and give you that. And the thing that I also noticed was, it looked like I might have been just imagining that, because the first game, you look at things, you don't want to get too aggressive, like, oh, this is the new meta. This is how the Cavs gonna play. I thought Evan Mobley was so super aggressive, because it was like,
man, did you see?
You ain't got, y'all can't guard me now. Like, he's like, oh, you can't help off me. Like, we got dudes out here like Hunter. We got Jarrett Allen that's crashing. Donovan Mitchell. I just felt Evan Mobley was like, oh, this is the space I've been looking for.
That's where I was going to go.
I'm like,
he was the best player on the Cavs.
Now I said he kind of stole it. I was so looking at Evan that I kind of forgot about Hunter a little bit in the game, because Evan was out there balling. I mean, he opened the game up. They was killing on the boards. The man was pulling threes. He didn't with the with the little slow pull. I was sitting there like, who is this? Hey. But Evan been doing this for like the past 3 games.
Hey. But
he done had like 28 and 30s.
What really stood out to me, though, is Minnesota's big up front.
Yeah.
They didn't have Randall last night.
They didn't.
Right, but
man, they did bust Randall. What you talking about?
But
he gave Randall 30.
Gobert's a giant down low, and
Gobert and Naz Reid's pretty big.
Yeah, they're both big.
And Evan got his shot blocked a couple of times by those guys, but he stayed aggressive.
Oh, absolutely. He
right,
was awesome last night. He was awesome.
Against Boston, he had that when he got blocked and then he just went into a shell. In this game, big guys, he got a shot block a couple of times, but he stayed aggressive and had a great game. And again, it wasn't. I'm not saying those guys are the best big guys in the world, but they're not scrubs.
No, Gobert's one of the best
Gobert's
defensive bigs.
Great. So,
sure, yeah.
Great's maybe strong. Good player.
No, defensively, he's very, very, very
Donovan
good.
Mitchell was busting his ass.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, my God.
He was
what was that, third quarter or early fourth quarter?
Yeah, second half.
He was taking it to – he wanted to do it in his face every time.
Out of line.
He talked about that post game.
Yeah.
And him and Gobert obviously played together for a while. Joe Ingles, who was also on the T-Wolves, was part of those Utah teams. And
by the way, Joe Ingles, who I won on the Cavs, looks like he should be playing rec ball with Mike, doesn't he?
Oh, he definitely plays on Thursday night.
I mean, that guy looks like
giant, though.
Michael, know this. That guy looks like a Division III point guard, doesn't he?
You know what's crazy?
If a D3 point guard was 6'9".
Yeah, tall. You know what I mean, though, the body type.
I swear.
He looks like one of these big D3, like he's way taller, yes. But he looks like a body type is one of those D3 point guards that's kind of physical.
That man gonna go to Lifetime and give whoever checking him 45 points.
Oh yeah, you know, there's a lot of guys playing on the street think they can bust his ass.
Oh, he will give them 45.
He's one of them. I asked Green about that. I asked David Green, who's one of them dudes. He actually had him on his list. He was at the bottom 5 though. Hey, but I tell you what, if they're gonna keep balling like this, Mobley 28, Hunter 12, Jarrett Allen 14. Mitchell 23, Garland 17, Sam Merrill almost had 10.
Yeah.
Ty Jerome had 15. And when you get Dean Wade back, think about I'm just excited about
Strus.
And Strus didn't even play.
Yeah.
When you get Dean Wade and you get a Coral back, and then you throw in the mix that you now have Hunter, you have multiple guys that can just you can say, hey, don't even worry about that. Just worry about this D. Worry about this defense. And that was crazy, too.
It was.
But with Hunter out there, Tyvis, you're right. With Hunter out there was nobody that the defense could play off of.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have 5 guys that can make a basket.
Well, the only person that can sag off would be whoever's checking Jarrett Allen.
Yeah, but then Jarrett Allen cuts to the basket.
Exactly.
Then he's crashing the boards.
And you look at the whole starting 5, they all played well last night.
Yeah.
they did.
Everybody. Yeah. Nobody had a terrible game. They all played well. They all contributed. And what I love, Kenny Atkinson, and I know maybe it's easy because they're playing well and he's gotten no criticism at all, deservedly so. But he's so cool with the media, and I like that. I love when in the post game yesterday, Mike, you were there, I assume.
Yeah.
When he goes, man, he specifically brought up what G said. He's like, man, I noticed right away that his size, it was noticeable out on the court. And he's like, did you guys notice? Like he was asking you guys. And I thought that was kind of cool. I like that.
Wait a minute. One thing, Mike, do you consider yourself like a reporter?
Yeah,
are you
not necessarily a reporter. I'm more of a opinionist when it comes to the Cavs. Yeah. I don't really report news.
So what but you are a media member.
He's a burgeoning Cavs insider.
Inside are very loose terms.
Hey, I like that.
That's what I'm
just
calling
the guy that talks about the Cavs.
You okay with being
marketing?
You okay with being a media guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been a media guy for 10 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
A couple things on Hunter from being there yesterday.
Don't look at me like that.
A couple things on Hunter.
Yeah.
To your point, to what Kenny said of DeAndre Hunter looking the part.
Yeah.
There are guys who are listed at 6'4" who are not 6'4" in the NBA. There are guys who are listed at 6'10" who are not 6'10". There are guys on the Cavs who are not as tall as their listed height.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hunter is all of 6'8", and his arms look alien-like how long they are.
Yeah.
All of 6'8", all of a 7'3" wingspan, 100% looks the part of a 3-and-D wing in today's era. I thought he did a couple things last night that for his first time playing in an NBA game with some of these guys. Now, he did say he played with Ty Drummond in college. We know that.
Yeah, right.
He's worked out with Darius and Evan over the summers. They have similar representation. They've played with each other in the past.
Let me just ask you, did you think, because you didn't get a chance to answer for it, did you think he looked nervous early? No?
He's guarding Ant Edwards, one of those fouls. I thought he reached in, definitely got called for the right foul. He was joking in the locker room after. He's like, they don't call those fouls on Atlanta. You guys are winning, so I guess I have to stop doing that.
Right,
I thought it was funny. He fit in the locker room perfectly last night in a little bit we got to see.
Yeah.
But the way he was able just to assimilate himself into the offense and just kind of be in the right spots at the right times with guys who he has not necessarily played with before at this level was impressive. And this morning, Jason and I did an Ultimate Cavs show. We did a 20-minute breakdown on DeAndre Hunter specifically, but I cut 2 minutes out of that breakdown. Do you guys want to see a little bit from the tape on what we thought
Jason was there?
This morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 a.m.
Yeah, Getty was wearing a weird hat.
He was wearing a beanie today.
Yeah.
He went from a baseball cap to a beanie. You'll see it in the clip. But this is 2 minutes from the Ultimate Cavs show this morning. If you want to see the full thing, it's on our YouTube page. But broke down a couple of DeAndre's shots and one defensive play. And let's hear it. Look at the read that he makes off this dribble handoff here. And I'll let it play through, then I'll pause. Whap. As this goes through again, you got Joe Ingles who's chasing DeAndre Hunter. It's a kind of ghost screen by Donovan Mitchell. He's more just getting in the way than anything. But not Hunter. Ingles goes under right there.
Yeah.
Simple read. Mobley's not that's not a design play. If he's chasing him, Hunter takes it, turns the corner, and tries to attack one-on-one. That is a simple read. Ingles goes under. Mobley holds the screen. That is just playing basketball. Two guys in sync. DeAndre Hunter doesn't sag off too much. He's still right in the right area. If he wants to kick out to McDaniels, he's in perfect recovery position. You know, it's going to be a contested three. It's going to be a shot, but in good enough contest. And when Edwards goes up with this, look at that, Jason.
Yeah.
That is a 7'2", 7'3" wingspan, making that an incredibly difficult shot. With all due respect to Donovan, to Strus, to Okoro, if they were in the exact same position as DeAndre Hunter was there and did exactly the same thing as DeAndre Hunter did on this play, that contest isn't affecting Anthony Edwards' jump shot whatsoever. DeAndre Hunter's 6'8". He's got a 7'3" wingspan, and he shoots the ball stupid high. He shoots the ball above his head and almost behind his head. It kind of looks, for being perfectly honest, it looks a little wonky when you see it, but a shot like that is damn near impossible to block because of his size, length, and his ability to jump. I mean, Gobert's in decent contest. He could have got up further. He didn't want to get blown by. He buzzed a little on the pump fake. But look where he shoots this from. Hey, look at the release on that, Jason.
Yeah.
That's like a 9'5" release.
Yeah.
And Gobert's 7'2" with a 9'7" standing reach.
He's got no shot.
There's no shot at blocking that. This pass by Evan Mobley is absurd.
Yeah.
On the dot, in the shooting pocket to Hunter. That's just him clearing out the natural progression of the play. But for Mobley to have the instinct to know, hey, I'm not sure who should be in the corner, but someone should be in the corner on this situation. You have all the help side going to the ball because it's a loose ball situation. Mobley has nowhere to throw but the corner. And guess who's there? The guy who he's never played an NBA game with before. Whap, his second 3 of the game.
You know, it's a shame.
Yeah.
That was great analysis, but the whole time I was looking at the bottom left-hand corner.
I was too.
Jason can't be a hat guy. He's not a hat guy.
He looked like every douchebag bar guy. He looks like he's a bar back. He looked like his name is Braden. Chaz. Like, hey, I'm going. Hey, he was always asking girls, you're going to come in tonight? I'm bartending. Why would I? Who cares if you bar? Is these drinks free? Yeah, I'm bartending from 9 to 1. Come on in.
Speaking of that, did you see the commercial for girls flag football with Myles Garrett being a nerd in the beginning?
Yeah.
That was the guy's name was Chad or Chaz or something like that.
And then it was like, we can't give you credit no more because we don't like you. Like, we just like,
Yeah, that was a good commercial.
It was a good commercial.
Yeah.
But
anyway, it was a good breakdown by Mike.
Yeah.
Mike with his passing pocket or whatever the hell he's talking about, some nerd basketball terminology.
That's not nerd basketball.
The shooting pocket.
Shooting pocket.
When you catch the ball like right here.
No fans say shooting pocket.
Yes, they do.
No, never.
You
Bull hangs out
never.
with. Who do you hang out with that doesn't say shooting? That's like
Shooting pocket?
Bull. It's like when
You say, you're arguing with your friends about basketball. You say shooting pocket?
What I would say is I threw him a pass right in his shooting pocket.
Never.
That's exactly.
Really?
That's how
Yes.
you say it.
I never heard somebody say shooting pocket.
You know how you standing right here and
That must be
if
new.
they
That
pass
must be
you the
new.
ball and it's right here, that's your pocket.
I played basketball when I was a teenager.
you didn't shoot then.
I wasn't a good shooter, but I did shoot occasionally.
So it didn't matter if they hit you in the pocket or not.
You get that ball in their pocket.
They hit me in the pocket. That means they hit me in the ass.
Whoa. Last thing on DeAndre Hunter, then we'll move on to some Brown stuff.
All
So
right, you
in the
shooting
locker
pocket.
room
Yeah.
afterwards, we talked about losing Niang, losing Karras.
Yeah.
How that could affect chemistry.
Who?
Well, Niang and Karras.
Oh, yeah.
And how that could affect chemistry. Well, there was a little moment, and we only get to go in the locker room for a certain time, and it's after they shower up and stuff. But, G, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I had to get they said I was at my knees is crazy in the chat, so I had to get them
Talking
together.
about your knees in the
Yeah,
chat?
they was getting on me. I said, I heard y'all.
That's why I got that lotion
Come on.
down there. Just for
So,
that moment.
in the locker room,
Yeah.
Jalen Tyson, who came in right away when DeAndre came out with the 2 fouls, then picked up immediately 2 fouls right away of his own. Then Luke Travers came in. And Hunter was joking that, I didn't get those calls in Atlanta. We weren't good enough. Refs weren't calling that.
Right.
And Tyson man, DeAndre, I've been studying your tape. That's how I learned how to foul. And DeAndre laughs and goes, you go be out the league real quick if that keeps happening. And then Jalen laughed. And it was just you can see already some of the chemistry developing between Hunter and some of the other guys and how much of an influence you can be on guys like Jalen Tyson, like a JT Thorpe, like to your guy, Amani Bates, who has the locker right next to DeAndre Hunter now as he continues to become part of this clubhouse and this team.
By the way, do they have to send out a van to pick up Travers from the pig farm for every time he plays?
No, I do not believe so.
Oh, okay.
I
actually can confirm that is not true.
That's an underrated story about this trade to why they probably did choose Hunter over Cam.
I don't think they chose him.
I'm just saying, like, if the Nets weren't able to move, why they were more comfortable with it, because I didn't think about the fact that Hunter is like a Jalen Tyson. Like, Jalen Tyson could be like a Hunter, like, as far as the physicality and.
Well, if he becomes that,
so like, it's good to have a mentor, like a great mentor.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my game could be similar to your game and stuff like that, so he can like see the things that he's doing that's making him successful. Like, it's a nice little mentorship there.
You see that, Mike? That comparison?
He's not as big.
Yeah.
But from a skill set standpoint, it's not crazy.
How big is Tyson?
6'5".
It's a big difference.
But he's big. Like he's built.
Kenny also said after the game what I thought was fascinating. He said there may be some lineups when everybody's back where Hunter plays the 2.
And the 5. Literally every position out. He said pregame he could play the 5 a little bit, but he'll play everything depending on the availability.
You want to have that flexibility in the modern NBA.
He's the ultimate Swiss Army knife to a lot of the issues the Cavs had prior to his arrival, which was we don't have the lineup flexibility to stay with enough shooters and counteract size. Now with Hunter, and then it depends on the availability of Wade, and then whether you want to play Allen and Mobley together, they could put out lineups that are as big, as long, and relatively as athletic as any other team in the East.
Yeah, I mean, he's the first real wing guy they've had since LeBron.
Yes.
Like legitimate starting caliber. Not superstar or anything, but he's a legitimate starting caliber wing player.
Let me ask you this, Mike. Let's say for the Celtics, because that's obviously be the team that everybody likes to match up with. Who would your starting 5 be? Let's say that you took Allen out and put Mobley at the 5 to match up with Porzingis. What would the rest of your lineup be? Just out of curiosity.
I mean, like to start a game if you weren't going to start Allen.
Yeah.
I mean, you could absolutely start Darius, Donovan, Hunter and Wade alongside Mobley, and that matches up pretty well.
You think they wouldn't start Allen?
No, I'm just saying
they would
if
start
you
Allen.
did. Yeah.
In theory,
in theory, if you
but
did.
for whether you start or not, like the starters is.
Yeah,
the starters play 4 minutes.
So they're gonna kick them out anyway.
So,
Will Hunter? I don't know which side. I didn't hear which side of the argument. I know you and Jason disagree on whether Hunter or Strus should start.
No, I think Wade should start.
Or Hunter or Wade. Sorry, but
it really doesn't. At the end of the day, Hunter's in the closing 5.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But you think Hunter should come off the bench and start the game?
I have no issue if they want to come off the bench, just because
No, but who of the two of you wants him to be on the bench to start the game?
I think Dean Wade should still be the starter. Hunter comes off the bench, and then just more of a focal point offensively when he's in the game as opposed to being limited to the 4th option.
And playing right away with Ty Jerome, who he's already comfortable with. And
Kenny last night, when he did the rotations, last night he was always with Ty, Donovan, and Evan in that split. I bet you tomorrow night, just to test it out, he'll be with the Darius and Jarrett split to see who he gels better with.
Is Strus playing tomorrow? Do we know?
TBD.
When is Dean Wade coming back?
Atkinson said that they both, if this was a playoff scenario, they both could probably come back now, but because it's the middle of the season, the All-Star breaks the game away. They're just being extra cautious. They want it to be 100% healthy.
You know who like Dean Wade? Giannis Antetokounmpo. He about to get off my list. He hurt all the time.
Yeah,
it's always a calf strain. It's ridiculous.
He break it down, man.
By the way, one last thing on the NBA I want you guys to take on before we move on to the Browns here. I believe the NBA has it wrong. I think the scoring champion, now most seasons, if not all seasons, this would probably be the same guy, but not necessarily. I think the NBA scoring champ should be the guy who actually scores the most points, not who averages the most points. You get what I'm saying?
No.
Yes, the most total points, because then it takes into account games played.
Yes. You should be rewarded for playing more games. Now, I wonder how many years it would be 2 different guys. Because there is a minimum amount of games to win the scoring title, probably.
Yeah, it's 65.
Okay.
To my knowledge, it's 65.
So maybe it's the same guy every year. But if it's close and one guy's played more, I think that guy should win, even if he's averaging less per game.
But it don't even really matter.
It doesn't really matter.
Because analytics people have diminished scores to a point where it's almost a scarlet letter. You're like, you're leading into – all he does is jack up shots.
Well, not in this case, because doesn't Jokic – no, Jokic
SGA leads in total points and points per game right now.
Right. And nobody's they don't diminish him. Isn't Jokic – oh, no, the Giannis the second – in points per game, and then Jokic is third, right?
Yes, and Jokic is the second most total points, though.
Right.
But if you're traditionally, if you're on a mid team, you're getting disqualified because they're going to say
certainly if you're in a bad team like
mid to bad team is the worst thing you could do. Heck, Trae Young put up a bunch of points.
Why is my mother calling during the show?
Hey,
it's your mother.
Mom, you can't call me during the show. We're on the air. I'll call you later.
Jason just texted and said he's wearing that hat tomorrow on the show. So